Nazarian. If you want to understand people, launch a startup. Not a traditional small business, a genuine startup. One where your focus is to move fast and break things. Key to this is really understanding your customers, understanding what makes them tick, and understand which customers or what drives the behaviour for customers that say no. Mid last year, I launched a startup. We're like Airbnb for kids' equipment. We had enthusiastic support from everyone we spoke to, but it wasn't until we had a stall at the Baby Expo that we realised that the sharing economy wasn't that well known. Some 60% of the people we spoke to at the Baby Expo hadn't heard of Airbnb. True story. If, despite their millions on advertising, Airbnb weren't getting any traction, what hope did I have of convincing people that the sharing economy was the way of the future? Everywhere you look, people are trying to sell you stuff. But for my business to be successful, I needed to understand what it was that drove people to turn their back to the might of marketing and instead focus on sharing things. The people who share are what I call post-consumerists. Post-consumerists are people who prefer to spend their time and money on things that bring them joy. Post-consumerists get joy also from giving things and from getting joy from seeing other people use their stuff. This is why they're so enthusiastic about the sharing economy. That and the extra cash helps too. Many of my friends remember the moment they became post-consumerists, or as one friend put it, the moment she realised that stuff equals clutter equals stress. It was either packing their house for a move, clearing out baby toys, or walking past piles of discarded furniture. From the nods in the room, I can see that some of you have had these experiences as well. In the past, regulation has helped us move towards sustainable consumption, like legislation that forced plastic bottles to be recyclable. Overseas, recessions have forced people to think twice before spending on frivolous things. But in Australia, we were lucky enough to avoid that. In Australia, the move towards post-consumerist is coming down to the hard economic reality of housing affordability. Many Australians are now living in medium to high density housing, and apartment living with children is becoming the norm. We've started to realise that we can't keep buying stuff because we've got nowhere to put it. The impact of housing affordability, combined with the increased self-awareness, will be the mindset shift that I believe will drive Australia to be a post-consumerist and therefore sharing economy. Thank you.